In a cheerful village filled with colorful gardens, there lived a kind little girl named Lily. Lily loved flowers more than anything else in the world. She dreamed of growing the most beautiful garden in the village someday. Every day after school, she helped her grandmother care for their plants. One sunny afternoon, colorful banners appeared in the village square. The annual spring planting festival had finally arrived. People from nearby villages brought seeds, flowers, and gardening supplies to sell. Lily could hardly wait to visit the festival. The festival was more beautiful than Lily imagined. There were giant sunflowers, bright tulips, and roses of every color. Children eagerly picked seeds they wanted to plant. Lily carefully explored every booth. Near the edge of the festival, Lily discovered a tiny seed stall. An old gardener sat quietly behind the table. The table held many beautiful seeds in neat little boxes. But one tiny seed sat alone in a corner. Throughout the day, children stopped at the stall. They chose the biggest and prettiest seeds. Nobody even looked at the tiny wrinkled seed. Again and again, it was left behind. As the afternoon went on, nearly every seed found a home. Only the tiny wrinkled seed remained. Lily noticed it and tilted her head curiously.
Why hasn't anyone chosen this one?
The old gardener smiled gently.
Most people think it's too small and ordinary. Some believe it will never grow into anything special.
Lily felt sorry for the little seed. She carefully picked up the tiny seed. The seed looked smaller than all the others. Yet Lily felt there was something special about it.
I'd like this one, please.
The gardener's eyes brightened.
That's a very unusual choice. But sometimes unusual things become wonderful surprises.
Lily thanked him and carefully carried the seed home. The next morning, Lily prepared a special place in the garden. She planted the little seed with great care. Then she watered it and whispered,
Take your time.
Deep beneath the earth, the little seed rested quietly, unaware that its extraordinary journey had just begun. Every morning before school, Lily visited the little seed. She watered the soil carefully and wished it a good day. Then she hurried off to school. The little seed remained hidden beneath the ground. Several days passed. Tiny green sprouts began appearing throughout the village. Lily's friends proudly showed off their growing flowers. But Lily's special patch of soil remained empty. One afternoon, Lily's friend Ben visited the garden. He proudly carried a pot filled with healthy green sprouts. When he saw Lily's empty patch, he looked confused.
Are you sure you planted a seed there?
Lily nodded confidently.
Maybe it just needs more time.
Ben wasn't convinced. Still, Lily continued believing in her little seed. Weeks passed, and the other children's flowers grew taller. Some even began producing beautiful blossoms. People often stopped to admire them. Meanwhile, Lily's patch still looked empty. Lily sat beside the garden, feeling discouraged. For the first time, she wondered if the others were right. Maybe the seed truly wouldn't grow. But then she remembered the gardener's words.
Sometimes unusual things become wonderful surprises.
Lily smiled and stood up. She picked up her watering can once again. She decided not to give up. The next morning, something wonderful happened. A tiny green sprout finally peeked through the soil. Lily gasped with excitement. The little seed had finally begun to grow. Lily rushed to tell her grandmother. Grandma smiled when she saw the tiny sprout.
I told you some things simply take longer.
Lily beamed with pride. As the days passed, the sprout continued growing. However, it still looked smaller than every other flower. Some children laughed and called it the baby plant. But the little seed had a secret that nobody knew, not even Lily. As summer arrived, Lily continued caring for the little plant every single day. She never missed a morning, even when she was busy. The plant slowly grew taller. Yet it still looked very different from the other flowers. One afternoon, Lily noticed something strange. Its leaves were larger and thicker than flower leaves. The stem was becoming stronger every day. It didn't look like any flower Lily had ever seen. The next week, Lily visited the village library. She searched through gardening books for clues, but she couldn't find a match. The mystery only made her more curious. As the weeks passed, the plant continued growing. Soon, it was taller than Lily's knees. Then it grew taller than the garden fence. People passing by began to notice it. Children gathered around the garden to see the strange plant.
It's too big to be a flower.
Maybe it's a giant weed.
Lily didn't care what they thought. One morning, Lily discovered tiny buds forming on the branches. She clapped her hands with excitement. Finally, she would see what the plant would become. The entire village became curious. Days later, the buds began to open. Everyone expected colorful flowers. Instead, tiny white blossoms appeared. The blossoms filled the air with a sweet fragrance. Soon bees and butterflies visited the blossoms. Birds began resting among the leaves. The once forgotten seed was bringing life to the garden. Lily couldn't stop smiling. As autumn approached, something new appeared. Small green fruits began growing where the blossoms had been. The villagers were amazed. Nobody had expected the little seed to become a fruit tree. Week by week, the fruits grew larger and sweeter. The tree now stood proudly in the center of the garden. People came from all over the village to see it. And soon, Lily would discover why the old gardener had called it a wonderful surprise. One Saturday morning, the old gardener returned to the village. As he passed Lily's garden, he stopped and smiled. Lily rushed over excitedly.
Look what your seed became.
I knew it would become something special.
Lily looked surprised.
If you knew, why didn't anyone want it?
The gardener looked at the children gathered nearby.
Most people only choose what looks impressive at first. They never give ordinary things a chance.
Lily remembered seeing the seed all alone on the table. Just then, a little bird landed on one of the branches. Then another bird arrived. Soon, several birds were singing among the leaves. The children laughed happily as they listened. As the months passed, the tree continued growing. Its branches spread wide across the garden. Families often gathered beneath it on warm afternoons. The once forgotten seed had become everyone's favorite place. One particularly hot summer day, the tree helped even more people. Travelers stopped beneath its branches to rest. Children played beneath its cool leaves. Everyone appreciated the comfort it provided. That autumn, the tree produced more fruit than ever before. There was enough fruit for every family in the village. Lily happily shared the harvest with everyone. The little seed's gift reached the entire village. Sometimes the most wonderful things simply need more time. Years later, the tree remained one of the village's greatest treasures. Children loved hearing the story of the tiny seed nobody wanted. Lily always told them the same important lesson. Never judge someone by how they look or how quickly they grow. Everyone has value, and sometimes the most extraordinary things take the longest time to bloom. The end.